I feel like it ran its course. And if I wasn't going to get back with Justin or I wasn't going to be with Brody, then it's like there's like nothing.
Right. And you
Not just for the
weren't.
show, but
Right.
and Heidi and Spencer, like they do really great. They were all gave it their all. Everybody really like stepped it up, but it was kind of like, okay, well, what do we do now? Like, where would this go? Like everybody's either nobody is embracing who they are, they're holding back and they're not drinking on camera, only off camera because they're guarded and they're not talking. It's boring. Like you got to give it your all or it's not going to do well.
Although, like you said, Heidi and Spencer gave it their all.
They really did. And she really, really, really wanted a baby. So I just found out, she's pregnant. So congrats to that. I texted her yesterday and I'm glad that she's the best mom and she really is one that deserves another baby.
What about you? I mean, let's work on dating. You'll find someone, but there's different ways to have children these days. Like, do you want to have more children or?
Yes, I do. My daughter, the other day, she's like, Mommy, I want a sister and a brother like tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well, let me get on that. So I don't know. I'll have to date first, but I definitely want at least one more.
Have you thought of like different methods of having children, or do you just really want to go traditional and like find someone and wait
I
for
mean,
that?
ideally, I'd love traditional and just to find someone that's an amazing father figure for Kira too, um, that we can do things as a family together. Because, she's always with me and I feel like she has my dad and she has my brother, but she needs like a family, she needs to be in a family. And I do pray for that one day and I'm in no rush. So if I don't have another baby, it's okay. I would just really like to meet like an amazing person that, would be in our lives and that could take care of us and that is fun and we can just do everything with.
That's not asking too much. It won't be David Spade, but it maybe will be Brody one day.
I don't know. We'll
What
see.
if what about on New Beginnings? We had Misha Barton. Like, I mean, I know there was a lot of, criticism from the fans and critics of like she stuck out like a sore thumb and didn't really get along with anyone. I mean, I have my own feelings because I'm a huge OC fan. And so I
Yeah.
understand why she was cast and I was there for it. But like, how was that? Like, how did she fit in?
It was really random because she had never watched the show before. So she didn't know our dynamic and she didn't know the drama. So it was kind of like a deer in headlights that time. Like, what is going on? And they want her to be more confrontational and more, opinionated and get in there. But it's very different when you're coming from like the world of making movies and, scripted work to reality where it's kind of improv acting and you just like you have to care about your image, but it's hard because you're using your real name and who you are, but you're also doing things you wouldn't normally do for the sake of a ratings and a good TV show. And it just wasn't Misha's thing. And my friend Krista Ellen, who's an actress, she came to one of our filmings and she was like, Audrina, I don't know how you do it. Like, I could never do what you're doing. I could never do it. And I'm an actress. Like I could never do that. So it's a whole different ball game.
It is. Do you still keep in touch with her? Because you had a lot of your, I mean, she was kind of a part of your storyline that first
Yeah, I
season.
still keep in touch with her. I think the last time we like check in with each other from time to time, just like, hi, hope you're doing well, miss you, around Christmas.
What about the fact that, listen, Spencer says lots of things in the world. He has said that, you guys all wanted to keep this going after it ended the second season and you were all going to like pull out your own cameras and start filming. And he was like, you're all crazy. We like need a network. But he said like basically the whole cast was trying to keep this going without like MTV. I mean, is that true? Is that happening?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it would have been nice to keep it going. But Spencer, no, I don't know. He says a lot of different things. Maybe that's his perspective. But I mean, we kind of were hoping for a third season just because we finally kind of got into the flow of things. But then it's like, okay, well, if we're going to do this, we all have to be game and like we need to do it good. You know, we can't say no, I'm not saying that, or no, I'm not doing this, or not show up because of things. You just got to be 100% in. And I think a lot of us were pulling back and worried about our image and not giving it 100%, which caused a lot of problems.
Well, that's what Spencer says. He says that, you know, the cast was hot pieces of garbage and losers. These are
Oh
not
my
my
God.
words. Oh, yeah. No, you can. This is recent. This isn't like,
Oh God. Yeah, I did hear from some mutual friends that he's been talking a lot of smack on me, especially, which is crazy, but I don't know. I don't care. I'd rather not know. But it's like, is it projection? I don't know. Like we were all in this together. Like he's there in the boat with us. Like we were all in it. We all had drama with the producers, with each other on and off camera. I mean, they should have had a camera behind the scenes. That would have been a way better show. What was really going on.
was it just like tension because you all wanted it to work so much of like,
We did, but everybody was trying to control the scene and control their image. And I feel like the producers were getting upset because they were trying to make a good TV show, but then a lot of us wouldn't step it up. You know, there was one scene where I was told, like, Audrina, you're at a 3, take it to a 10, like we need tears. And I was like, I had to do a pickup scene with Misha. And I was like, okay, well, let me just channel what I'm really going through in my real life. And I'll just start crying because I do that all the time off camera. And so I brought it and Misha was like, wow, Audrina, that was really good. And I was like, thanks. But now let me like shut that off and like stop thinking about that and just stay tunnel vision in like filming mode right now.
and you're able to do that. See, you're like, you're an actress. Like that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I know. So honestly, with all of Spencer's comments, I think they were in it with us too. So I think he's speaking for all of us, not and himself too. It's not, he shouldn't pinpoint people because they were in this right there with us.
I think it's like you say, projection. He's just upset that it's not going on for a third season.
Yeah, and Spencer and Heidi, like originally, they really were the ones that Spencer, especially, you know, he was pushing for the Hills to come back. And my daughter. And so I think that was really great because he's very passionate about that. And it did come back. And he was always talking to the producers and like making sure like, how are the ratings? Like, what do we need to do to make it better? You know, he was all game for it.
Was there one person in particular with New Beginnings that, you know, or one or two that just really didn't want to kind of go there, like you say, and let it all out?
You know, I wish I could, but